Tying on a leather pipe bag can be a tricky and labor-intensive process. You may wish to leave it to your dealer. However, if you do want to tie on your own bag, here are the basic steps. First, the bag must be measured out to locate the holes for the stalks. Use Captain John McClellan's Piper's Handbook, a classic of bagpipe maintenance. Next, you should cut out the holes. Cut a circular hole, 1 inch in diameter, or a star-shaped hole as described in the handbook. One at a time, the drone and blowstick stalks are fed into the chanter opening. You may wish to use a little dish soap to lubricate this process. You may find this easier to do on the floor than on a table. Once you get the stalk into the bag, force it through its appropriate hole. Now let's tie in the stalk. Get some strong cord from your piping dealer. You may need to double it to make it strong enough. Use about 4 feet of cord per stalk. This is a good place for my father's sliding knot. Put the loop in place over the stalk. Wrap the remaining cord around a piece of wood so you can pull tightly. Tighten the loop and begin tying. As you tie, pull as tightly as you possibly can. Finish off the process with a couple of half hitches. Voila, your stalk is done. Once the drone stalks and the blowstick stalk are tied in, you'll finish with the chanter stalk. Tie it in the same way as the others, except for one small difference. Your leather bag will come with 2 leather packing pieces. Insert these along the bag's welt. They will help to ensure an airtight seal. Now your bag is done. You'll want to cork up the stalks and blow it up tightly to make sure that all the tie-ins are airtight. If some aren't, you'll have to retie them. Now it's time to season your bag. If you play a hide or sheepskin bag, periodically you'll have to season it. Synthetic bags, of course, don't require seasoning. You can tell a bag needs seasoning if it's not airtight or if it feels rough when you rub the skin together inside the bag. When it's time to season, go into a workroom where a possible mess won't do any damage. Remove the drones and chanter and cork up the stalks. You can leave the blow stick on, and you can probably leave the bag cover on. Commercial seasonings, like old reliable Hardie Airtight, are superior to home concoctions. The best seasonings require a bit of heating to liquefy them before use. They congeal in the bag very nicely when they cool and make an excellent seal. Generally, you'll pour the seasoning in through the chanter stalk. Use a funnel to avoid spillage. Over time, you'll learn how much to use. A brand new bag may require half a can. Once you've put some seasoning into the bag, cork the chanter stalk back up, lay the bag down, and begin to rub the seasoning into the skin. Use your fingers and sometimes your whole hands, like this. Do the welt specially, like this, all the way along. Continue this whole process for 5 minutes or so. After 5 or so minutes of kneading, blow the bag up very tightly. Put it on the floor and put some weight on it. You can actually get down on it with both knees if you want. If it's not airtight, you may need to add more seasoning. If after repeated seasonings it's still not airtight, you might have a leak, or you may need a new bag. Once you're confident that the bag is airtight, hang it up by this small loop of string at the end of the welt. Remove the cork from the chanter stock so that the excess seasoning can drain into a bowl or into a sink. Let the bag drain like this for 10 or 15 minutes. After the bag has drained completely, take it down, remove the corks, and use some damp paper towels to clean out all the stalks. Be patient and do this thoroughly. It's an important job. Once you're finished, put the pipes back together, clean up the mess, and ponder why you don't play a synthetic bag. Next time you play your pipes, after 10 or 15 minutes, you might want to stop and remove the chanter and make sure you don't have seasoning gathering in your chanter stock. Seasoning can make a terrible mess of your best chanter reed. Our maintenance kit is now complete. It contains items that you could need at any time. You may think of some more things you want to put in here. Put this maintenance kit in your pipe box and carry it with you all the time. Pipers disagree famously on the need to oil their pipes to keep the wood in good shape. I don't generally oil my drones, although I have oiled some old sets that I've been restoring. Some manufacturers believe you don't need to oil your Blackwood either. However, it can't hurt, and it may help. Pipers who do oil their pipes tend to oil the drones once or twice a year. The chanter, maybe more. There are various types of oils you can use. Here are some of the most common. Virgin almond oil, virgin olive oil. Both can be bought in a food store or a drugstore. Neat's foot oil can be purchased in a saddlery or a leather shop. When you oil your drones, use brushes or a pull-through, either of which you should be able to buy at a piping supplier. Apply the oil sparingly. Once you've applied it, use a dry brush to dry the drone out. Don't leave any oil in the drones or it will run down into your reeds. That's oiling. And that's our workshop. And that's our video. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.